Друзі, вітаю на каналі VERBA. Today we will talk about the topic how to ask questions in Ukrainian using different types of questions, using question words, using different question intonations, and even using such words as chi and a. So let's begin, but before we start, please make sure to like the video because I know that later you will forget as usual. So, the first type of questions that we use are the questions with question words. So let's take a look at this statement. Я живу в Україні 3 роки. How may I ask questions to this sentence? I may add question words, right? I could ask, хто живе в Україні 3 роки? Хто? Who, right? The answer will be я. Я живу в Україні 3 роки. Or another question word. Де? Де ти живеш 3 роки? Or just де ти живеш? В Україні. Де? В Україні. Where? In Ukraine. Or скільки років ти живеш в Україні? Скільки років? 3 роки, right? Скільки років? 3 роки. Or як довго ти живеш в Україні? Як довго? For how long? The answer will be the same here, right? 3 years. 3 роки. So we see that sometimes for one word in the sentence we even may ask a few different types of questions. Or for example, що ти робиш в Україні? Що ти робиш в Україні? Живу, right? I live in Ukraine. This is what I do there. So basically, the most popular way to ask a question in Ukrainian is to add some question word. Of course, we have a lot of them in Ukrainian. We have a lot of question pronouns, and we will not now discuss all of them. It will be topic of separate huge lesson. But let's repeat just some of them that are very basic and that you just must know at A1 level. The first one. Хто? Хто це? Це кіт. Хто? Who, right? Another question. Що? Pay attention to pronunciation. Що? Що це? Hard pronunciation, affricate from 2 sounds. Ш, ч. Що? Що це? Це квіти. So it is what? Де? The question that we use to talk about location. У парку. Де? У парку. Де? В Україні. Коли? Восени. What it means? When. Скільки? Скільки? 2. Скільки? 5, etc. So this is how much or how many. Just one word for 2 phrases in English. I think it's a win-win situation. Okay, and the last one. Чому? Чому? Тому що. So this is the question why. And тому що means because. Okay, great. So you may add more examples to this list and use them to create questions in Ukrainian, right? But sometimes we have such situations when we have a question without question word, right? And basically when we ask it, we may ask it differently with different intonation and to mean different things. What do I mean? If to take a look at this sentence as a statement, not as a question, we would read it like у нього є квартира у Києві. Okay, he has apartment in Kyiv. How we may ask questions here? We may ask, у нього є квартира у Києві? У нього є квартира у Києві. What do I do here? I raise intonation at letter or the word, the verb є. Does he have apartment in Kyiv? У нього є квартира у Києві. So what I'm asking about? I'm asking if he has or has not the apartment in Kyiv. Є чи немає, right? Has or has not. Є чи немає. But I may change my intonation. I could ask, у нього є квартира у Києві? Here I might even express my surprise with my question intonation. Like, he has an apartment in Kyiv? Or maybe I mean, does he have it in Kyiv or some other place, some other city? У Києві чи в іншому місті, in another city. У нього є квартира у Києві? Or I may ask, у нього є квартира у Києві? So, he is the person who has an apartment in Kyiv? У нього чи в іншої людини? He or some other person has apartment in Kyiv? Or I may even ask it this way. У нього є квартира у Києві? Like, does he have an apartment? Are you sure it's not a house? Квартира чи будинок? У нього є квартира у Києві? Може, будинок? Yeah? So I can play with intonations here and ask about different things or even express my treatment to some situation, to express my surprise or my doubts, etc. But the main thing that you need to remember is that we raise our intonation up on the word that we are actually asking about. So if you ask about possession, has or has not, then we raise it on the verb є. У нього є квартира, у нього є машина, у нього є паспорт, etc. And we move on to even more interesting type of question. These are questions with question particle чи. Чи. You may have heard it, but normally we do not discuss them that much at lessons for some reason, but I think it's very important. Let's take a look at this question. Чи чула ти про український мультфільм «Мавка»? Чи чула ти про український мультфільм «Мавка»? How would you translate this question? I would say like, have you heard about Ukrainian cartoon «Мавка»? Basically, this question will be absolutely equal to this question. Ти чула про український мультфільм «Мавка»? So this is the question without question word, just with question intonation. But in the first one, we add this particle чи. What will be the difference? Basically, we use this particle чи to emphasize kind of interrogative of question nature of our sentence. And normally we will use it in more formal communication because it sounds really extremely polite. And actually many Ukrainians use it, especially in communication at work with colleagues, with partners, or just with some elder people. So this is very much used type of question. Чи and then your question. Let's take a look at more examples. Ти знаєш англійську? Чи знаєш ти англійську? These two questions are logically or by meaning absolutely equal. But the second one is more formal and more polite. Чи знаєш ти англійську? Or this one. Ти любиш чорну каву? Чи любиш ти чорну каву? Or this one. Ти ходив у спортзал вчора? Чи ходив ти у спортзал вчора? Ти вже приготував вечерю? Чи приготував ти вже вечерю? Ти зараз слухаєш музику? Чи слухаєш ти зараз музику? So these questions are equal. And if to analyze it a little bit, we will come up with this conclusion that English question words like do, does, did, is, are, am, was, were, have, has, and had will be equal to Ukrainian question particle chi. So basically we use it only when we have a question sentence without question word. In English you would say without question word with w, like where, why, who, what, etc. So this is how we do it. Let's take a look at more examples. Do you like apples? Чи любиш ти яблука? So here, in this example, we would translate do as чи. Or this one. Did he play poker? Чи грав він у покер? Or this one. Чи ви готові? Чи був він п'яним? Or this one. Чи ви вже закінчили? So basically, this is how we use this question particle. Let me know in comments if that is clear, if you have any questions about that. And we move on to the fourth type of question, questions with conjunction a. Let's take a look at two examples. The first one, a dialogue. Олеся вчора купила новий телефон. Супер! А як у неї справи на роботі? Why did I use a here? Because in the first sentence, the person was talking that Olesa bought new phone yesterday. And I said, cool, great. And how are her things at work? So here I am like keeping talking about Olesa, but I kind of change the topic a little bit. I do not continue conversation about her phone. I change the conversation to the topic. How are the things at work? So sometimes this conjunction will be used to change the subject that we talk about. Or sometimes it could be used just to break the silence. For example, I was sitting thinking about something and then I had some thought and I addressed the question to my husband. А ти пам'ятаєш, коли ми купили цей телефон? Like, do you remember when we bought this phone? Yeah, so this it helps me to make it smoother. So basically, if to repeat it a little bit, to sum it up, we could say that conjunction a will be used in the beginning of question sentence, and it will express either unexpected transition to another thought, another topic, or just to break the silence smoothly. Yeah, like that. Let's take a look at some examples. А як звати твого собаку? Його звати Купер. А що ти купила в магазині? Купила собі чипси. А мені? А тобі не купила. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Отже, let's repeat. Normally we use 4 types of questions. Questions with question words – хто, де, куди, скільки, коли. Question intonation without a question word. У тебе є машина, for example. Question particle чи. Чи є у тебе машина? It's very formal and polite. Or conjunction a, when we want to break the silence or to change the topic. А у тебе є машина? So, this is it. I hope that this lesson helped you and I hope you have received the answers to your questions and will be able to form your own questions in Ukrainian. If you have any questions, please write them in comments. And don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to my channel if you learn Ukrainian, maybe to share this video with your fellow friends who learn Ukrainian, maybe in some groups, chats, I don't know, accounts where people also learn Ukrainian. I will really appreciate that a lot. And I want, of course, to say a special thank you to the people who support me at Patreon, to my supporters of any level, because guys, your help is, it couldn't be underestimated. It's huge, and I really appreciate everything that you do, your support, your kind words when you text me about my content. It's very, very precious for me. Thank you, guys. And also these people who support me directly on YouTube via YouTube membership, I'm also very, very thankful. And all these people from Patreon and from YouTube sponsors, they will have the access to the slides that I used in this video. So guys, thank you very much. We'll see each other soon. I will have much more new cool videos soon. So looking forward to meet you here again. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Бувайте.